Good morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, 17-year-old charged with killing man, shooting mother in Farmington. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Charisse LeClaire.
You know those days when you wake up as aching as the day before? Sleeping on the same old mattress? Well, the right mattress for you makes all the difference. Right now, enjoy double the mass tax savings at all cottage furniture and mattress locations.
New indictments for the person authorities say is responsible for killing a man and injuring his mother in Farmington in March 2017. James Bellier, who was 15 at the time of the crimes, was arrested shortly after and charged as a juvenile. The now 17-year-old is charged as an adult.
For first-degree murder for purposely causing the death of James LaPrade. There was a second murder indictment that charged reckless second-degree murder for recklessly causing the death of James LaPrade by shooting him in the head.
Another indictment is for attempted murder. The AG's office says Bellier fired multiple shots at his mom, Denise Bellier. She survived. The Attorney General's office could not confirm the steps that brought the case from juvenile court to Stratford County Superior Court, but said in general there are steps the process follows in New Hampshire.
There's a hearing in the juvenile court. It is sealed, closed. If the case is transferred at that point, it would go to the Superior Court. There would be another hearing at the Superior Court, again closed, sealed, and the Superior Court could decide whether to accept the transfer.
Meantime, LaPrade's online obituary paints the picture of an outdoorsman who loved his dog and his country, serving as a Marine Infantry platoon sergeant, doing a tour in Iraq and another in Afghanistan. And Bellier is scheduled to be arraigned on those new indictments next week. Live in Farmington, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Bullet shot through car window while woman drove through Groveland. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
The shattered glass in this car tells a frightening story as a bullet came within inches of a 69-year-old woman's head.
Yeah, it was a very close call and again it went right across the front of her.
Police say the woman was driving along Main Street near Shanahan Field last Tuesday when her passenger side window and her driver's side window both were blown out.
She actually thought it might have been that the car was struck by lightning, that it was such a loud bang.
But days later, police discovered a 9mm bullet among the shards of shattered glass on the floor of her car. Certainly a surprise for detectives and for neighbors.
I truthfully thought it was us maybe weed whacking or something out front, or just a rock or something caught it. A stray bullet is very rare, and like I said, no one heard anything.
Police have combed the neighborhood looking for clues.
They were just asking if we had heard anything, if anybody saw anything.
In a disturbing crime that has rattled the victim and those who live here.
Now that she knows it's a bullet, she's very concerned, as we are. Again, at the time, it was unknown, and there was no evidence to indicate it was anything like a bullet. So now she's very concerned.
That woman does have some cuts from all that shattered glass, but she is expected to be okay.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Teacher accused of sexually assaulting student testifies in own defense. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
Modern Pest phrase of the day is quiz.
Tell me everything you know about deer ticks.
The blackleg, or deer tick, Ixodes scapularis.
To learn more, visit our pest library online at modernpest.com.
Making the defense getting its turn today, and as you mentioned, a lot of that focusing on Jill LaMontagne's testimony herself. Here's a look earlier in the week of the trial. Of course, no cameras allowed in the courtroom once again today, but the former Kennebunk High School teacher taking the stand in her own defense to testify, answering questions about dozens of texts that she sent the alleged victim and how they got to know each other. LaMontagne says she never had sexual contact with the student in the first half of 2017. She repeated that over and over today. She says that student was having emotional issues prior to graduation, and she did frequently work with him at school. She also claims that she did not give the student her cell phone number, but it would have been easy for him and many other students to get it. She actually texted students pretty frequently in multiple roles she had at the school. Also on the stand today, Jill LaMontagne's husband, Steve, he says he was aware that she was working with the student and that he knew that they were texting. He said that she wasn't secretive about it and he had no reason to be suspicious. Now, this trial is in recess for the night. They will continue with her testimony tomorrow morning. We're also expecting closing arguments at some point tomorrow. Live in Alfred tonight outside of the courthouse, out of Cataract, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Tech stocks set to create on Thursday with Facebook on track for biggest drop ever. The tech-heavy NASDAQ was set for a big down day Thursday after disappointing quarterly results from Facebook sent the social media giant halting toward its biggest shares piece decline ever and on track to lose more than $125 billion in market value. Eleven House GOP members introduced articles of impeachment against Rob Rosenstein. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
So you get what you want on a paper computer?
Number 6?
I know. Where do I put it? In my belly.
One family, different unlimited plans, starting at $40 per line on the network you deserve.
Now, my question to you is, how with a straight face can you say that this group of Democrat partisans are unbiased and will give President Trump a fair shake?
Obviously, I think it's important to recognize that when we talk about political affiliation, that all demonstrates political affiliation. The issue of bias is something different. I've discussed this with Director Mueller, and he and I collectively have a lot of experience managing offices in the Department of Justice. We recognize we have employees with political opinions. And it's our responsibility to make sure those opinions do not influence their actions. Pardon me. And so I believe that Director Mueller understands that, and that he is running that office appropriately, recognizing that people have political views, but ensuring that those views are not in any way a factor in how they conduct themselves in office.
When you chose Robert Mueller to be the special counsel, what were his characteristics, his history, and the reasons for you to have chosen him for this important position?
I think it would be very difficult, Congressman, for anybody to find somebody better qualified for this job. Director Mueller has, throughout his lifetime, been a dedicated, respected, and heroic public servant. He, after college, volunteered to serve as a Marine in Vietnam, where he was wounded in combat. He attended law school and then devoted most of his career to serving as a federal prosecutor. With the exception of brief stints in private practice, he served as United States Attorney in 2 districts in Massachusetts and in Northern California. Served in many other positions in the department after he lost his position as the head of the criminal division when President Clinton was elected in 1992. Mr. Mueller briefly went into private practice, and then he went back at an entry-level position as a homicide prosecutor trying to help with the violent crime problem in the District of Columbia in the early 1990s. He then rose once again through the ranks and ultimately was confirmed, I believe unanimously, as FBI director, protected this nation after 9/11, and then when his 10-year term expired, he was so well respected that his term was extended, I believe also almost unanimously, for another 2 years. So I believe that based upon his reputation, his service, his patriotism, and his experience with the department and with the FBI, I believe he was an ideal choice for this task.
I take it your judgment on Mr. Mueller has not changed today.
Correct.
And you would not have appointed a special counsel or appointed Mr. Mueller if you thought he was going to engage in a witch hunt, correct?
Correct.
And so it's you then would disagree with the president's labeling of the special counsel's investigation as a witch hunt, I assume.
I don't know exactly what the president meant by that, Congressman. The special counsel's investigation is not a witch hunt.
Well, it's not a witch hunt. The president said it is. You disagree. I mean, you're supposed to be independent. You can answer a question contrasting the president. You disagree. It's a witch hunt. The president's wrong, correct?
I do not know what the president meant by that, Congressman. I can only answer for myself.
Do you believe that the repeated attacks on the credibility of Special Counsel Mueller, whether by conservative pundits on TV or by my colleagues here in Congress, threatens to undermine the credibility of the independent investigation?
The independence and integrity of the investigation is not going to be affected by anything that anybody says.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. Goodbye, everyone. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit.